Part 223. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 2221. Chapter 2221 Is Mr. Mo coming to pick you up? Otherwise, her talent will be wasted. Even our best actor Chin has said so. Mian, it seems that you may really be nominated for this Golden Globe Award. I told you in advance that if you can win the award, I must invite you. We have a big meal. Linda, the manager, felt very proud when her artists were praised like this. It can be seen that her original vision was correct. Chiao Mian's conditions in all aspects are indeed very suitable for the entertainment industry. In those 2 years, if Chiao Angzan hadn't been secretly suppressing her, she would have been at least second tier now. Fortunately, it's not too late now. There is still time for everything. And now no one dares to suppress her anymore. From now on, her stardom will only get better and better. That's right, Mian, I have great confidence in you. If you win the prize, then, remember to treat me to a big dinner. If the daughter of the Bai family invites you to a meal, I will definitely choose a place to treat you well. Pause. Chiao Mian felt a little embarrassed after being teased by him. She pursed her lips. Because he is thin-skinned, his face feels a little hot. Brother Han, how can it be so easy to win an award? It is indeed not easy. But you still have a chance to compete. Chin Han was not shy about his praise for the juniors he admired. I think your performance is enough to compete for those awards. Brother Han, if you continue to praise me like this, I will be proud. Chiao Mian reached out and touched her hot cheek. I didn't think about winning an award or anything. I just want to do one thing well now, and that is good show. You are right to think so. Chin Han admired her even more. Only when the show is done well and recognized by the audience, will every award you win in the future make people feel convinced. Take it orally. Otherwise, even if you win the award, others will not recognize it. Okay, I know. I have an announcement coming soon, so I have to take a step forward. If anything happens, let's contact you via WeChat. Okay, Brother Han, walk slowly. After Chin Han chatted with Chiao Mian for a few words, he turned around and left. Chiao Mian followed Linda and walked out. As soon as she walked out of the broadcasting building of the TV station, Mo Yesi called. When she saw his name, Chiao Mian immediately picked it up. Are you done with your work over there? Mo Yesi's deep magnetic voice came over the phone. Well, it's over. Then you go directly to the gate of Apple TV and I'll wait for you outside. Are you on Apple TV? Chiao Mian was a little surprised. Well, just arrived. Aren't you at work? Well, we talked about something nearby. I just finished here not long ago, so I thought it was not far from your place, so I came over. Okay, I'll come out to find you right away. After Chiao Mian hung up the phone, she turned to Linda and said, Sister Xia, I won't take your car. Someone is here to pick me up. Linda smiled and said, Is Mr. Mo coming to pick you up? Yeah. Chiao Mian nodded a little sheepishly. She didn't know what she was embarrassed about. It was just the way Linda looked at her that always made her feel a little teased. Hey, Linda sighed with envy in her eyes, Mr. Mo is so kind to you. Although you are married, what is the difference between this and being in love? After feeling envious, she reached out and patted Chiao Mian on the shoulder. Okay, then go find Mr. Mo quickly and don't keep him waiting for too long. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 2222. Chapter 2222. She also feels that he is becoming more and more attractive. Sister Xia, I'll leave first. Asterisk. Mo Yesi's car was parked outside the gate of the Apple TV building. He was driving his silver gray Lamborghini. As soon as Chiao Mian walked over, the car door opened and a man in a suit and leather shoes got out of the car. After the man got out of the car, he walked towards her with long legs. Xiao Mian stood there, watching Mo Yesi approach her step by step, her heart beating faster uncontrollably. The man was dressed in formal attire. The coat and the suit underneath were all black, and the leather shoes on his feet were also black. He had a strong ascetic air. That handsome face that makes people get lost for a moment is really too good looking. When she saw him for the first time, Xiao Mian was wondering how there could be such a good-looking man. Something that looks good makes people feel unreal. At that time, she secretly thought that if any woman fell in love with a man like Mo Yesi, she would definitely be unable to resist it. She never thought that the lucky woman would be herself. Even though the two have been together for so long. But many times, when she sees him, she still feels moved. You can still become a nymphomaniac. Her vanity will also be greatly satisfied. She couldn't help but think that such a perfect man turned out to be her husband, the man that every woman wanted, but she had it. She was the only one in his heart. It is said that the relationship between husband and wife will fade after marriage. No matter how perfect the other half is, as time goes by after marriage, the charm and attraction in the eyes of the other party will also decrease. Even if it is a fairy beauty, or pen and is reincarnated, you will not feel anything after looking at it for a long time. Even touching the other person's body is like touching your own. But Xiao Mian felt that she must be an exception. Because Mo Yesi's attraction in her eyes has not diminished, she also feels that he is becoming more and more attractive. She didn't know if other people would be like her. She often acts infatuated with her husband. Anyway, she just felt that Mo Yesi was getting more and more handsome, and she fell in love with him more and more. So Xiao Mian didn't care if anyone else saw her, she spread her arms and threw herself into Mo Yesi's arms. Mo Yesi also spread out his arms and reached out to hug her. Mo Yesi naturally enjoyed the few times when his little wife actively threw herself into his arms. Hold the delicate girl in his arms, a deep and joyful laugh came from his throat. Is everything going well? Yet Xiao Mian nodded, it went pretty well. Then go to my company first. Mo Yesi touched her head, hugged her and walked towards the Lamborghini parked aside. I still have some things to do, which can be done in about an hour. Then we will have lunch together. Grandma I just called and asked us to go back for dinner tonight. Today is my eldest brother's birthday. Today is eldest brother's birthday. Xiao Mian was stunned for a moment before she remembered that today was indeed Mo Shixiu's birthday. Zhang Luli had told her something before, but she didn't remember it too much. Well, Mo Yesi opened the car door with one hand, that's why Grandma asked us to go back. When the family celebrates their birthday, the whole family must get together to have a meal. But, I haven't prepared a birthday gift for my eldest brother yet. You don't need to prepare, I will just prepare. Is this okay? Of course. We are husband and wife, so just prepare a gift. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 2223. Chapter 2223 She has no regrets now. Asterisk. Later, Xiao Mian followed Mo Yesi back to Mo's house. When they arrived, Mo Shixiu and Zhang Luli were also there. The old lady was holding Zhang Luli's hand and talking. When Uncle Zhang walked into the hall and announced that Xiao Mian and Mo Yesi had arrived, the old lady raised her head and looked at them, waving to them with a smile, "You guys back? Is there a traffic jam on the road?" "It's not very blocked." Mo Yesi walked over with Xiao Mian in hand, glanced at Mo Shixiu who was standing next to Zhang Luli, curled his lips and said, "Brother came back so early today? He arrived before us." Step. Mo Shixio nodded, nothing happened, so I came back early. Seeing Chiao Mian, Mo Shixio nodded towards her and called out, brother and sister. Brother, today is your birthday, happy birthday. Chiao Mian took out a gift that Mo Yesi had prepared a long time ago. This is a little thought from ACINI. I hope brother will like it. Contained inside is a set of porcelain. Antique porcelain. Mo Yesi had people take photos of them abroad and fly them over. He said that Mo Shixio had no interest in luxury cars and mansions, but rather liked studying antiques. So I took a photo of an antique tea set in advance. Chiao Mian thought to herself that it was fortunate that Mo Yesi had prepared this gift. If she gives a gift, she will probably think of giving a belt, watch or tie. She also knows nothing about antiques. Thank you, sister-in-law. Mo Shixio reached out and took it. Grandma Chiao Mian called the old lady again obediently. The old lady smiled and nodded, waving to her, girl, come here. Chiao Mian let go of Mo Yesi's hand and walked towards the old lady. The old lady stretched out a hand and took her hand over, holding hers with one hand and Zhang Luli's with the other. Looking at the two granddaughter-in-laws who looked like flowers in front of her, the old lady was in a very good mood. Especially, Zhang Luli is still pregnant. The old lady was extremely satisfied when she thought about her future great-grandson. She has no regrets now. The two grandsons have already gotten married, and soon her little great-grandson will be born. At one time, the lifelong event of her two precious grandchildren was a major concern in her heart. Every time she thought about her two outstanding precious grandsons, there were no women around them, and it was uncertain whether they would get married in the future. She felt extremely uncomfortable in her heart. Before, she was most worried about Mo Yesi. Although Mo Shixio is also an older, single young man, he is normal and does not exclude women. In the future, if you meet someone you like, you may still get married and have children. But Mo Yesi's problem? Physiological rejection of women? How can I meet a woman I like even if I am already repelling women? The old lady was worried about this matter at that time. She called many doctors to see him, but they could not cure the problem. The old lady was so anxious that she had insomnia all night long. At that time, the old lady thought that as long as Mo Yesi found a woman he liked in the future, she would accept it no matter what the conditions were. So later, when Mo Yesi took Chiao Mian home, the old lady accepted Chiao Mian immediately. Because Chiao Mian, her granddaughter-in-law, is better than she imagined. Except for her poor family background, the old lady is very satisfied with everything else. At that time, Mo Yesi was looking for an ordinary-looking girl, and the old lady was willing to accept her. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 2224. Chapter 2224. When do you think the time is right? What's more, Chiao Mian's appearance is anything but ordinary. Now that the two things that the old lady is most concerned about and worried about have been solved, what else does she have to worry about? Next, she is waiting to hold her great-grandson. At an old lady's age, nothing brings her more happiness than enjoying family happiness. Girl, I just talked about you to Lugo Li. In a few months, the baby in Lugo Li's belly will be born. When do you plan to give birth to a younger brother or sister for your little nephew? The old lady still hopes that Chiao Mian can give her a great-grandson as soon as possible. Old ladies are still the traditional concept of the older generation. Although she will not stop Chiao Mian from pursuing a career in the entertainment industry, she also feels that girls should still put their family first, and everything else is secondary. Chiao Mian was stunned when asked. She was stunned for a few seconds, and before she could think of how to answer, Mo Yesi came over, put his arms around her, and answered the question for her. Why did Grandma ask about this matter again? Didn't I just talk to you before? Did the old man say that when it comes to having children, me and I have decided to let nature take its course? Besides, don't you already have a great-grandson? Isn't this enough to satisfy you? Chiao Mian glanced at him gratefully. She really didn't know how to answer the old lady. Fortunately, Mo Yesi got out of the siege in time. The old lady frowned slightly. Let nature take its course? How do you plan to let nature take its course? There must be a plan. Mo Yesi curled his lips and replied calmly, let nature take its course and there is no plan. If there is one, we will do it. If not, there is no rush. But, the old lady wanted to say something else. Grandma, when my eldest brother and I were not married, you were urging us to find a partner every day. Now that we are married, you are urging us to have children every day. If a child is born, what are you going to do? Grandma, it's time for you to enjoy peace and happiness at your age. You shouldn't have to worry about so many things. If I were you, I wouldn't think about anything and just live my life well every day. Before the old lady could speak, Mo Yesi added, if you must ask about the child, Mian, and I really have no plans to have children now. Chiao Mian raised her head in surprise. Mo Yesi. Mo Yesi squeezed her palm to signal her not to worry. The old lady also frowned and looked at him. One is that Mian is still young and I am not very old either. We want to have a free world for 2 more years. As for children, we will naturally have them when we feel the time is right. Then when do you think it's appropriate? The old lady glared at him. Mo Yesi smiled and said, Grandma, what are you in a hurry? It's not like I have a fertility problem, so I can't let your grandson get pregnant. Don't worry, Mian and I will definitely let you have a great-grandchild in your arms. Grandma, what ACI said is right. Luoli will give you a great-grandson soon. Just let ACI and his siblings live in a world of 2 for 2 more years. Because once you have a baby in the future, you will never think about it again. It's not that easy in a world of 2. Mo Shixiu also stood up to speak for his younger brother and sister-in-law. Yes, Grandma. In fact, Shixiu and I also got pregnant due to some accidents. Otherwise, we wouldn't have planned to have a baby so early. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 2225. Chapter 2225. 3 years to develop her career is enough. Zhang Luli knew very well how troublesome it was to be forced to get married, so he also stood up to speak for his best friend. The old lady looked at a few people and sighed. Hey, forget it. I should have known a long time ago that you all have your own opinions, and it's useless for me to urge you. Just let it go. I won't ask about these things in the future. Don't worry, Grandma. In a few years, you will have a great-grandson in your arms, Mo Yesi promised. Okay, remember what you said. The old lady thought for a while and said, what do you think if I give you 3 years? 3 years, Mo Yesi turned his head and looked at Chiao Mian. He asked Chiao Mian for his opinion with his eyes. He can have a baby anytime he wants. It's just that he knew that Chiao Mian wanted to develop her career now. If she got pregnant at this time, it would definitely have an impact on her career. So even if he really wants to have a baby with her early, he still gives priority to her wishes. Well, no problem. Chiao Mian held his hand, smiled and said to the old lady, Grandma, within 3 years, ACI and I will definitely give you a great-grandchild. For Chiao Mian. It took 3 years to develop her career, which was enough. She can't always let Mo Yesi accommodate her and rely on her for everything. She also has to put herself in his shoes and think about it. Since the old lady hopes that she and Mo Yesi can have a baby soon, she will also consider this aspect. Okay, this is what you said. The old lady smiled again. I'll be waiting. By the way, where are Mom and Dad? Mo Yesi looked around, but did not see Mo and Mo Yunshin. Oh, Your dad went shopping with your mom, he should be back soon. As soon as the old lady finished speaking, she saw a maid coming over. Madam, the master and his wife are back. The first people to walk into the hall were a few maids carrying shopping bags. Then Mrsmo walked in holding Mo Yunchen's hand. The maids were carrying large and small bags, all of which Mrsmo had bought. Mrsmo looked very good, with a faint rosy glow on her face, and a smile on her brows and eyes. She was talking to Mo Yunchen with her head tilted. Mo Yunchen also listened to his wife talking to him with a gentle expression. The couple looked very loving. Chiao Mian heard Mo Yesi say that Mo Yunchen and Mrsmo have a very good relationship. Mo Yunchen also dotes on Mrsmo. Just by looking at the look in Mo Yunchen's eyes at Mrsmo, you can tell that he indeed loves Mrsmo very much. Mrsmo also looked like a little woman in front of him. It's completely different from usual. Mrsmo was talking and laughing with Mo Yunchen, looking in a good mood. When she turned her head and saw Chiao Mian and Zhang Luli standing next to the old lady, the smile on her face was like the receding tide. Disappear quickly. Mo Yunchen still looked kind and friendly. He also saw Zhang Luli and Chiao Mian. As a father-in-law, he took the initiative to say hello to his two daughters-in-law, Mian, Xiaolugo, what are you doing, when did you come back? Mian and I just came back. My eldest brother and sister-in-law arrived a while before us. Mo Yesi did not ignore Mrsmo's sudden change of expression. He said calmly, Grandma just said that you went shopping with Mom? You both, what did you buy? I didn't buy anything, I just watched it with your mother. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 2226. Chapter 2226. I don't really care about her. Mo Yunchen hugged Mrsmo and walked over. The house hasn't been so lively for a long time. Today our family can have a good gathering. Your mother also bought some baby clothes today, saying that they were prepared in advance for her grandson. When Mo Yunchen said this, his eyes fell on Zhang Luli. With concern for the junior in his eyes, he said with concern, Xiaoluo, Xiu said that he took you for a prenatal checkup a few days ago. Is everything normal after the checkup? Zhang Luli met Mo Yunchen's concerned gaze, smiled, and nodded, well, everything about the baby is normal. Thank you Dad for caring. She doesn't like Mrsmo. But she still had no objection to this father-in-law. In fact, Zhang Luli had a very good impression of Mo Yunchen. Because Mo Yunchen and the old lady were both willing to accept her from the bottom of their hearts. Neither of them thought her background was not good enough, nor did they persuade her to break up with Mo Shixiu for this reason. That's good. Shixiu, Xiaoluo is now pregnant with our Mo family's flesh and blood. You must take good care of her. Dad, I can do it. Mo Shixiu nodded. Yes, Shixiu. You must take good care of Luo Li. Mrsmo also showed a very caring look, her voice was soft, she is carrying not only your child, but also the blood of our Mo family. Mom, Luo Li is my wife, and she is pregnant with my child. I will naturally take good care of her. Zhang Luli could feel that Mrsmo didn't really care about her. Because the care shown by Mrsmo was different from the old lady and the others. What's more, when Mrsmo looked at her, there was still disgust in her eyes. Even if she hides it deliberately, no matter how much a person hides his dislike for another person, it is impossible to completely hide it. Mrsmo doesn't like her. Whether it was before or now. Zhang Luli could only interpret Mrsmo's concern as that she was caring about the blood of the Mo family. After all, the child she was carrying in her belly belonged to the Mo family. So even if MRSMO doesn't like her, she still needs to care about the baby in her belly. At this time, another maid came over to announce, "Old lady, Master Mo Chen is here." Mo Chen is Jiao Chen. Now Jiao Chen is called Mo Chen. MRSMO was already in a bad mood when she saw Jiao Mian and Zhang Luli. After hearing that Jiao Chen was coming, his heart became more and more blocked. She doesn't like Jiao Mian, and naturally she doesn't like Jiao Chen either. Especially, Jiao Chen is still an illegitimate child. Even if he was of the Mo family's blood, MRSMO would not look down on him. She has a good relationship with the second madam, and she must be on the same page as the second madam. Soon, the young man's slender figure came into view. The moment the delicate-looking young man walked into the hall, the maids all looked at him sideways. Jiao Chen and Mo Shixiu Mo Yesi are different types. He is young, just 18 years old, and his youthful air is still very obvious. Compared to his two cousins who are much more mature than him, Jiao Chen's appearance is more popular among young girls. He looks like a beautiful boy who stepped out of a comic book. At first glance, his face is so beautiful that it seems unreal. This is the kind of boy that every girl will be attracted to when she is young. Jiao Chen's appearance is more like that of his mother, so his facial features are particularly delicate, but it only makes people feel that he is handsome, and does not look feminine at all. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 2227. Chapter 2227. I don't know how much better it is than them. The maids are all young. Seeing a beautiful young man like Jiao Chen, it is inevitable that his heart will be moved. I still sigh secretly in my heart, and I don't know what kind of beauty Master Chen's biological mother is to make Master Chen so beautiful. Is Chen here? The old lady asked someone to help her up, and she looked up at Jiao Chen. At the end of the day, she still doesn't love Jiao Chen as much as she does. After all, Jiao Chen is a bloodline of the Mo family and her grandson. Moreover, thinking about Jiao Chen's suffering over the years, the old lady felt even more sorry for him, and she treated him better. Jiao Chen saw the old lady getting up and hurriedly walked to her side. He gently held the old lady's hand. "Grandma. Why do you look a little thinner? Haven't you eaten well? Why has your face become smaller?" The old lady looked distressed. Jiao Chen chuckled and said, "Grandma, every time you see me, you say I have lost weight. This is a psychological effect. I am still the same as before, not thin." "How could it be a psychological effect?" the old lady insisted. "You just lost weight, I can't mistake it. The last time I came here, your face was not so small. I don't know how Xingsha takes care of you. The conditions at home, you're so good, why did you lose weight?" "Grandma, Chen is indeed not thin. He was like this before. But he seems to be less energetic than before. Is it because he is under too much pressure from the college entrance examination and hasn't had a good rest during this period?" Mo Yesi said. "Yes, Chen, are you too stressed out because of the college entrance examination?" The old lady reached out and touched his face. "But it's okay now, the college entrance examination is over. You can take good care of yourself at home." "That's right." The old lady turned her head, looked at the others, and said with a proud face, "Do you know what Chen's score is in the college entrance examination? Let me tell you, Chen is the top scorer in science in our Yunchinj. He is truly worthy of it. Our children from the Mo family are really smart. I remember that ASI and Shixiu's college entrance examination scores were also very good." The old lady is very satisfied with Jiao Chen, her grandson. Smart, well-behaved, sensible, and filial. Although I didn't grow up in a Mahist family, I don't look like a scholar at all. No matter in terms of upbringing, etiquette, or behavior, he will never lose to those young men from other families who grew up pampered and well off. Even among the same generation, the old lady felt that her little grandson was far superior to the younger ones from other families. I don't know how much better it is than them. Her little grandson is the top scorer in this year's college entrance examination. Based on this incident alone, the old lady felt that she could brag in front of her old best friends for the rest of her life. Have any of the juniors from other families ever won the top prize in the college entrance examination? Have you ever? Chen Chen, you did so well in the exam this time, Grandma will reward you well. Grandma, I don't need any reward, this is not a great thing. Who said that? This is a great thing. Can any family produce the number one scholar? In ancient times, this was also a great thing to honor one's ancestors. In ancient times, the number one scholar had to beat gongs and drums and wear a big hat. Honghua rides on a horse and patrols the streets to receive everyone's congratulations. Things that should be rewarded must be rewarded. This time, not only Grandma will reward you, but all the elders in the family will reward you. After the old lady finished speaking, she glanced at MRSMO and Mo Yunchan. Your uncle, auntie and I have also prepared a reward for you. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 2228. Chapter 2228. MRSMO is not feeling well. It's a reward. Mo Yunchan also admired Jiao Chen, a junior, and nodded. The top scorer in the college entrance examination is indeed very impressive. MRSMO's face didn't look very good. She didn't really like Jiao Chen in the first place. Seeing the old lady praising Jiao Chen like this, she felt even more uncomfortable. Just a top scorer in the college entrance examination, nothing special about it. Her two sons are even better. What else can this Jiao Chen do besides being able to read? Just a nerd. Looking at his sick look, he looked like a girl. I don't know why the old lady likes him so much. The top scorer in the college entrance examination is good, but it's not that unusual. Isn't there a top scorer in the college entrance examination every year? It's just the top scorer in one place, and it's not the one with the highest score in the country. In my opinion, if it's the one with the highest score in the country, that's it. Really awesome. I think back then, Shi Xiu and Yesi's scores were ranked first in the country. MRSMO couldn't help but speak out what was in her heart. Wenpei, what are you talking about? Mo Yunchan frowned. No matter where you are the top scorer in the college entrance examination, you are great. This is something worth celebrating. Why are you saying such disappointing things? That's right, MRSMO snorted unconvinced. I don't know how many top students in the college entrance examination are there across the country. If nothing else, let's just say that in Yunchanj University, there are not enough top students in the college entrance examination. Place. Being the top scorer in the college entrance examination is not that great to begin with. The old lady also frowned. Mom, if my analysis is correct, Chenchen's score is the highest in the country. Mo Yesi said calmly. Yunchanj is the capital of country A. It has the best educational resources in the country. Every year, the people with the highest college entrance examination scores in the country, all from Yunchanj. Since Chen Chen is the top scorer in Yunchanj's college entrance examination, he should also be the top scorer in the national college entrance examination. MRSMO was slapped in the face by her son, and her face suddenly turned green. Just after the younger son had been slapped in the face, the older son stood up again. Well, ACI is right. The person with the highest score in the country every year is indeed from Yunchanj. Being slapped in the face by her two sons one after another, MRSMO's whole body was in bad shape. Her face was already green, but she refused to admit defeat and said stubbornly, that doesn't mean that the person with the highest score in the country this year is in Yunchanj. What if it is somewhere else? This is actually easy to check. Mo Yesi supported his brother-in-law and took out his mobile phone. Now that the scores are out, if you check them, you will know who has the highest score this year. Within a minute, Mo Yesi looked away from the phone, looked at MRSMO and said, I found out, it is indeed Chen Chen. At this moment, MRSMO's face looked as ugly as possible. This slap was equivalent to a firm slap on her face. Is it our Chen Chen who has the highest score in the country? The old lady only knew that Jiao Chen was the top scorer in the Yunqing College entrance examination. She didn't expect anything else. When she heard the news, she was really pleasantly surprised. Yes, it's Chen Chen. Mo Yesi nodded. Oh, our Chen Chen is so powerful. The old lady grabbed Jiao Chen's hand and said excitedly, as expected of the blood of our Mo family, he is so smart. Grandma, actually Chen Chen is not only very good at studying, he is also very good at other things. Mo Yesi did not give MRSMO any face, and praised Jiao Chen to the old lady. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 2229. Chapter 2229. She has to find trouble. Less than a month since he joined Airshu's company, he has already concluded several business deals and made a lot of money for Airshu's company. The things Chen Chen does are better than many old employees of Airshu company. Really, is Chen Chen so powerful? Of course it's true. Mo Yesi raised his lips. I believe that if the second uncle calls the company into Chen Chen's hands in the future, Chen Chen will definitely be able to manage the company better and better. Grandma, don't forget, Chen Chen is from our Mo family, some things are innate. The old lady said with a look of relief, you are right. The men of our Mo family are excellent no matter what we do. That's the case for you and your eldest brother. Chen Chen has achieved such good results this time, he must be only if you get a big reward. Yes, Mo Yesi nodded, Mian and I will also reward him. He deserves these. Exactly, the old lady nodded appreciatively. Chen Chen has performed so well, so he should be rewarded as he deserves. The old lady said, then turned her head and glanced at MRSMO, Wenpei, please stop saying those disappointing words. Everyone was originally happy, so you have to spoil the atmosphere. If you feel uncomfortable, you can go back to your room and rest. Today is a good day. I just want to be harmonious and happy at home. If anyone says anything to spoil the mood, don't blame my old lady for being disrespectful. The old lady is now 10,000 dissatisfied with MRSMO. From the old lady's point of view, the Mo family is at its best now. The two grandsons have both gotten married. The little grandson who was once thought to be no longer in this world has also returned to the Mo family. Her little great-grandson will be born soon. These days are obviously getting better and better. But MRSMO decided to act like a monster at this time. Everyone is happy. She had to find trouble. The old lady advised her so many times and warned her so many times, but when she saw that MRSMO was still like this and nothing had changed, she felt extremely disappointed in her. I don't even bother to talk about her anymore. MRSMO just slapped her two sons in the face. Now the old lady scolded her in a disrespectful manner, and her face became even more ugly. In this family, except for her husband, there is no one who is willing to stand by her side. Even her two sons are unreliable. Typical case of having a daughter-in-law and forgetting the mother. Okay, Wenpei. Just stop talking, Mo Yunshan advised in a low voice, if you have anything to do, let's talk about it later. Don't make mom unhappy anymore. She hasn't fully recovered yet. If she gets angry, what to do if it breaks? Of course MRSMO will not say anything more. She has been slapped in the face like this, what else can she say? And she also saw that the old lady was partial to Jiao Mian and her brother. So no matter what she said, the old lady would definitely protect them. She was holding back a lot of anger, but had nowhere to vent it, not to mention how aggrieved she felt. Go upstairs and change your clothes first. Mo Yunchin patted her shoulder. It's my son's birthday today, be happy. Stop looking so sullen. MRSMO turned around reluctantly and went upstairs. Asterisk. During meal, the old lady asked about the situation of several juniors one by one. When she learned that Jiao Chen, who had the highest score in the college entrance examination in the country, only applied for one university, she was very surprised. Because although Z University is also a very good key university, it cannot compare with Yunchin's University. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 2230. Chapter 2230. From now on, it's his turn to chase her. It is not even comparable to the top and second tier well-known foreign universities. And Jiao Chen's score is enough to study at a good university abroad. University Z, the old lady looked puzzled. Why did you think of applying for this school? I did some research on this school before the exam. I felt that Z University is more suitable for me, so I applied for this school. Grandma, what's wrong? Do you think this school is not good? It's not bad, it's just that with your grades, you can obviously go to a better school. If you don't want to go abroad, you can just apply to Yunchin's University. That way, you can go home often in the future. Z is not the best choice. But I think Z University is the best choice for me. I also know that Z University is not the best choice, but it is not necessarily the best, it is the most suitable. Grandma, don't worry, I didn't choose a school randomly. I know you may feel sorry for me, because I can obviously go to a better place, but I know very well that I will not regret the decision I made. The old lady frowned. Have you really decided? Yes. Must go. Yes. Are you sure you won't regret it in the future? Yes. Because he knows very well that if he wants to get something, he must give something. He also knew very well that if he didn't go to where she was and missed her for a few more years, they might really be doomed. He can be sure that he will not change his mind. But he could not identify the other person. If she meets a very good boy in college, will she fall in love with someone else? Jiao Chen really can't guarantee it. Because many times, after making up your mind to give up on someone, you really give up. He was very afraid that Shen Xian had really given up on him. He was even more afraid that Shen Xian would fall in love with someone else. Only when he goes to the place closest to her, where he can often see her and be in constant contact with her, will he feel a sense of security. In the past few years, Shen Xian has been chasing him. From now on, it will be his turn to chase her. You are not a child anymore. Since this is your decision, Grandma will naturally support you. Although the old lady felt a little regretful, she did not advise him. It's just that when I go to study abroad and Grandma misses you, I won't be able to see you right away. Grandma Jiao Chen sat next to the old lady. He gently held her hand and said softly, even if I go out of town in the future, I will always come home to see you. Aren't there still weekends? Z City is not far from here, and the transportation is very convenient now. Hey, we are worried if you go to another place alone. Grandma, I'm not a child anymore, I can take care of myself. Yes, Grandma Jiao Mian also said, don't worry, Chen Chen can take care of himself. MRSMO, who had been silent all this time, suddenly spoke up, Mom, speaking of taking care of things, I have something to discuss with you. Everyone turned their heads to look at MRSMO. Because MRSMO usually doesn't speak. When she does speak, she basically says some unpleasant things. The old lady also frowned and said in a dissatisfied tone, what do you want to say again? MRSMO clenched her fists, took a deep breath, and forced a smile on her li.